And it's funny because one of the most asked questions I used to get was whether I prefer Birkin or Kelly, and I used to always say that I like them equally, but for different reasons. Hey guys, my name is G.P.S. and welcome back. Today I'll be sharing with you one piece from each category of my collection that if I was to go completely minimalist, these are the pieces that I would keep. If you told me tomorrow that I have to sell my entire collection and I could only keep one piece in each category, of course, these are the ones that I would hold on to because some of them I find extremely practical, others are aesthetically pleasing, and then the rest are kind of pieces that I feel I would struggle to find more affordable alternatives to. So these are the pieces that I find to be most precious. And while I'm not planning on putting everything I own on the market, it was still a really fun exercise for me to hone in on the pieces that I truly really value. And I hope that this will be a fun video for you to watch in case you're planning on jumpstarting your luxury collection and you don't know where to start. Well, these are the pieces that I would absolutely recommend that you invest in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at them. If you've been watching me for a while, none of these pieces are going to be a surprise to you. I have talked and raved about most of these pieces. So let's start with a category that I don't really talk about that much, which is ready to wear. And the piece that if I was told I have to sell all my designer ready to wear pieces and I could only keep one, well, not surprisingly, the piece that I would keep is a perfectly cut and well-tailored blazer. And the one that I chose this time was my Tom Ford tuxedo blazer. This is a piece that I have talked about before and also a piece that I have worn 1,000,001 times, but you really couldn't tell. This is one of those pieces that is just such an incredible investment. And yes, it is quite a large investment to buy pretty much anything from Tom Ford, but especially one of their tailoring pieces. But this was well worth the money because I have worn this so many times and every single time is just one of those pieces that is a little effort but a huge impact. You can put this on with the most basic outfit and it will still make you look like $1,000,000. You can put this on with a $20 pair of jeans, a $5 t-shirt, and putting this on will just make your entire outfit look just so much more luxurious and well thought out. I absolutely love designer blazers. There's just something about the tailoring and the way they are constructed that really adds something to an outfit and to an entire collection. Can you buy more affordable tailoring pieces? You absolutely can. But if you are planning on investing in a ready-to-wear piece, I think blazers are an amazing place to start. And my favorite happens to be this black tuxedo blazer from Tom Ford. And you might be thinking that it's a strange choice for me to go for a tuxedo blazer over a regular blazer because most people would assume that this is less wearable. But I actually find that if the fabric of the blazer is made of a more unique material, it is much easier to style because you can put this on with the most simple all black outfit. It will still not look boring because of this play on different textures and fabrics. I feel like the fact that this is velvet will make this always stand out and it will just make anything you put this on with look more luxurious. So I am a huge fan of this. And there are very few brands that do tailoring as well as Tom Ford does. So this would be a huge recommendation. And last time I wore this in a video, I got so many questions from you guys asking me if this is still available, where I got it from. So I did have a look and I couldn't find this exact same piece, which is not surprising because I bought this at least 5 or 6 years ago, if not any longer than that. But tuxedo blazers are a classic and a staple in Tom Ford's offerings, so you will be able to find these each season. But they are going to be slightly altered and tweaked. I mean, it would be quite boring if he kept releasing the same pieces over and over again. So he still has tuxedo pieces, which I will link down below. They might be slightly different. The ones that I found had a slightly different color, but they were the exact same cut and shape and fabric. So if you're interested, be sure to check out my info box because this was an incredible investment. Obviously, you don't have to go to Tom Ford. I happen to love his blazers, but you can absolutely go to Balmain, McQueen, Hermes, Chanel. Obviously, there are so many brands out there that do these just really timeless classic blazers that you can turn to. But overall, this is a piece that I think is very much worth investing in. Next up, let's quickly touch on shoes. And I'm going to be really brief because I'm really not a huge shoe person. So I could absolutely see myself not keeping any designer shoes in my collection because I'm really just not that interested. If I could keep one, I'd be perfectly happy with that. And I was kind of going back and forth between two pieces. I was thinking if I should keep a designer pair of sneakers or if I should go for something a little bit more formal. And I've landed on the Hermes Portland boots, which is an older style that I happen to have in suede with this really cool Be Happy design on the side. This is a pair of boots that I bought years ago, and it's not one that I reach for often, mainly because they are such a pain to put on. Can you imagine trying to fasten those tiny little buckles on the side? It's really a hot mess, especially when you're all dressed, ready to leave. You have your coat on, your scarf, your bag, and then you're struggling on the floor trying to buckle that. It's just not a good look, and it usually takes me at least half an hour to do it on the side, completely twisted around. If it wasn't for that, I do think I would wear these more often. And the reason why I landed on these is because when it comes to sneakers, even though I absolutely adore my designer sneakers, and if I had to keep one, no brainer, I would keep my Avantage sneakers from Hermes. But I think that when it comes to sneakers, I could go to Adidas, buy a pair of Stan Smith sneakers that are really flattering, easy to style, go with everything, and I would be perfectly happy. But with boots, I feel like it would be a little bit more difficult to find a pair of boots that are luxurious, a piece that you can dress up or dress down, because the Portland boots look amazing with a pair of jeans. You can also put them on with a pair of dress pants and completely dress them up. Obviously, the fact that they are made of suede means that they are going to look a little bit more chic than if they were in regular leather, but at the same time, it's going to be a little bit more fussy to take care of. But the Portland boots are a huge recommendation, and you cannot buy these exact same pair of boots. But I have an entire video talking about my recommendations of Hermes boots, so I will make sure to link that up here. The next category is jewelry, and this again was one that I was kind of torn on. I was going back and forth between choosing a fashion jewelry piece and then a fine jewelry piece. But I ended up going with a fine jewelry piece because I find that this is the kind of thing that, yes, it might not make as big of a statement as, let's say, a CDC bracelet would. This you can stack with much less expensive pieces, and this will just sort of elevate whatever you stack it with. And the piece that I ended up choosing is my Shandong ring in rose gold in the small size, which is one that I picked up, and I think I had to custom order this a couple of years ago. And it's been one that I have rarely ever taken off because it's just such an incredibly simple yet elegant and interesting ring. You can stack this with anything. I've been stacking it with Kelly rings, with CDC rings, with really, really simple, thin diamond bands. And obviously, if the challenge is that you cannot keep any other luxury piece in your collection, I would still hold on to this because you can stack it with the most simple silver bands or bands that are from any sort of fashion jewelry store, and it will still make them look like that they are from a luxury jewelry house. Obviously, Hermes has other beautiful ring styles as well, the Kelly, the CDC. And while I absolutely love those as well, the fact that they have more of a straight and regular edge, I think it makes them look a little bit less special than this one. I really rarely ever see bands that have kind of an ununiform shape to them, which I think just makes it stand out a little bit more. Hence, I had to go with this one because I know that this is a piece that looks amazing stacked with anything else. And also on its own, I think it still makes quite a bit of a statement. Next up, small leather goods. And again, this was quite a difficult one. Well, actually, none of them were difficult. It was just really hard to choose one piece. I was always stuck on two. I like to have a little bit of options. I don't need too many options. I don't like excess, but I like to have at least two options. And again, with this particular piece, I was going back and forth this and then a smaller version of it. The smaller one being the Kelly Compact Wallet, which I know I'm a broken record. I always talk about it, but it really has been the piece that I used almost on a daily basis ever since I got it last year. But I ended up going with something different, something that I feel like would be a little bit more multifunctional, because this is a piece that not only works as a small leather good, but you can absolutely make it work as a bag on its own, which is the Kelly wallet. I am a huge fan and advocate of the Kelly wallet. I think they are just such incredible pieces by Hermes. Obviously, it is a style that comes in a couple of different sizes. So this is the original classic Kelly wallet, or you can also call it the longer version. There is a compact version of the Kelly wallet, which is one that kind of folds out, so it looks similar from the outside, but the setup is completely different, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I would always go for the long wallet. Then there is the new compact pocket, which I absolutely adore. And then I'm trying to think what else. They obviously have the Kelly to go, but the Kelly to go is the exact same size as this. It just comes with a shoulder strap. But I have an entire video comparing this to the Kelly to go, so I'll make sure to have that video linked up here. And in that video, I also showed so many different ways of styling it, and that's exactly the reason why I had to choose this. This is a great wallet on its own, even though if you are a lover of smaller bags, you might find it a little bit too heavy and large to use in smaller bags. So if you like bags that are a little bit larger than the 25 centimeter size, these would be absolutely amazing. And I have a few of these, but the one that I always go back to is the one in Epsom. Epsom is just a reliable leather at the end of the day. It's pretty scratch resistant. Obviously, you cannot drag this through the mud and expect it to stay intact. But it is a really, really good leather to choose for small leather goods that you're going to be going in and out of constantly. You don't want it to scratch and show signs of tear and wear. So it's just an amazing leather that I know I can rely on. So this is the one that I would go for. But let me show you really quickly what this looks like in case you've never seen a Kelly wallet in action. So the one that I have here is in the color A Taupe. And then on the front you have, in my case, the palladium hardware. You have the Kelly twist closure, which is completely functional. And then you have two sangles which you can fasten. You don't necessarily have to. I don't usually do it when I'm out and about using this. Usually just have it hanging down here. And then you open the flap, and mine actually is in the so-called Verso version, which means that the lining is a different color than the outside of the wallet. If you like this fun touch, you can absolutely find these at Hermes, and they don't actually cost any more than just the regular versions. And then what I love about this is how incredibly organized it is. It has, from memory, I believe it has 12 card slots on the inside. You have 4 larger pockets, well actually 2 large pockets and then 2 smaller compartments, one in the front and then one in the back, as well as this huge zip pocket in the middle, which you can use to obviously keep whatever you want, coins, cash, receipts, keys, whatever you need. But I just love this wallet. It was, I'm pretty sure this was the first large purchase I made at Hermes, and it was really a large purchase because these run about 3,000 euros in Europe and then just under 4,000 in the US, obviously upwards depending on what leather you pick them up in. And I know the price tag is ridiculously steep, but if you think about investing your money in a piece that you know you're going to have for a lifetime and you're going to be able to use on a daily basis, these are truly it. You can use these as a clutch bag, you can use them inside of another bag as a wallet, you can use them as a crossbody bag, as a belt bag. And I'm just a huge advocate. I feel like that if you're serious about investing your money in a piece that is going to be your companion for a lifetime, these are an amazing piece to go for. And last but not least, let's talk bags. And this was really a no-brainer for me. It was easy for me to choose the one bag that I would like to keep in my collection. I knew it was going to be a size 35 bag from Hermes, and I was kind of going back and forth for a little bit between a Birkin and a Kelly. And it's funny because one of the most asked questions I used to get was whether I prefer a Birkin or a Kelly, and I used to always say that I like them equally, but for different reasons. The Birkin I like in certain situations, and the Kelly I like in others. But if I had to choose a bag that I would rather keep, for me it would be the Kelly bag in a size 35 in a return structure, and my preferred leather is Togo. I just absolutely love this bag. I love how easy, effortless, chic, and timeless this bag is. It's just such an amazing bag with the gold hardware to use. I absolutely love it. And this, if I could only keep one bag, and this could be it. I really wouldn't mind it. I honestly would be perfectly fine just having this one bag in my collection because it's just such an incredibly practical yet stylish bag to have. I love the top handle. I love the look, the overall look of this bag. The size for me and for my frame just works perfectly. And then the fact that it's so easy to go in and out of, yet it's quite secure, makes it my preferred choice over the Birkin. And I think the reason why I didn't go with the Birkin is the fact that it doesn't have a shoulder strap. I like having the option of having a shoulder strap in case you need your hands free. If you're someone who, I don't know, who's a mom and you have kids, or you're out and about running errands and you need your hands free, it's really good to just have the option of having a shoulder strap on your bag. It just makes it a little bit more easy and fuss free. And I have to say I love everything about this bag. Not to say I don't love the Birkin, I do love the Birkin, but I have been finding myself mainly reaching for this particular bag, to be honest. I decided that this year I will try to use my bags on a more regular basis. Last year, I probably wore my more unique bags, I mean less than a handful of times probably. So this year I'm making an effort to really take advantage of them. And I actually started using this. So this has a bag insert in it, which is, of course, my 7RP insert. At this point, I don't go without using an insert in any one of my bags that are made of a softer leather. So if they're made of Togo, if they're made of Clemence, although I don't have any Clemence bags, most of my bags are either made of Togo or Epsom. But if they are Togo, they need a bag insert in them, and I just love the 7RP inserts. So I do have an insert in here, and then I started also using this. If you guys would like to see a what's in my bag video, definitely give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section. I haven't done one in a year, and I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in seeing a new one, an updated one with everything going on what I have in my bag, but I would be happy to do it. And of course, this insert has to be in my bag. So I am making an effort this month at least to start using this bag and take more advantage of it and give it its well-deserved attention. But yeah, if I had to choose between a Birkin or a Kelly or really any other bag out there, this is the one that I would go for. I love really everything about it, and Togo leather is just perfect for a workhorse bag. Obviously, if you can only have one bag in your collection, it's likely you'll use it more often. So for me, Togo is the perfect leather to choose. It's soft, it's supple, but the fact that I have my 7RP insert inside means that it's going to be more structured and it's going to hold its shape a little bit longer, and it will get just the right amount of support. So for me, this bag has to be my absolute winner and the one that will, I think, always have my heart. And this concludes today's video on all the pieces that I couldn't or wouldn't want to go without, the pieces that if I could only keep one, I would love to hold on to. And now it's your turn. I would love to know if you could only keep one bag in your collection, one small leather good, one shoe, or one jewelry. What would be the pieces that you'd hold on to? I would love to know, so please let me know in the comment section. And if you would like me to do a what's in my bag, an updated what's in my bag, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.